Hey everybody, so I wanted to make a quick video surrounding how we as people in cryptocurrency presume that celebrities are not watching. Or maybe we think that they are, but they're just not watching our coin, the coin that we find most passion in. And I'm going to tell you right now that that's wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you two celebrities today that follow prominent hexagons and also who sacrificed for PulseX and are aware of Hex. So we're going to start today with Tristan Tate. Now, if you don't know who that is, I don't know how you don't, but Tristan Tate is the brother of Andrew Tate. And you know that Andrew Tate has been very critical about cryptocurrency, has been very critical about NFTs, very critical about the society, the social ethoses of cryptocurrency. However, that's not important, and I'll tell you why. Because this tweet I did a 20x on BNB and few others, and I missed Hex. Now, he missed Hex. Now, with that being said, over 2.1 million people have seen this tweet. 2.1 million people. Almost 10,000 likes, over 840 retweets, and 146 quotes. This came out 2 days ago, guys. Tristan Tate is aware of Hex. And by proxy, I'm going to make the presumption that he also is aware of PulseChain. And if he's not aware of PulseChain, well, I'm presuming that the millions, and I say that obviously exaggerating, the many comments here talking about it is going to get his attention. Pulse, Pulse, Hex, Pulse, Pulse, me, Pulse, 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 um, Pulse. What else we got here? Gary Woods, who's funding Jim, trying to get him to get involved in a meetup. Pulse, Pulse, Katie, Pulse, Pulse. This goes on. Pulse. I'd be a broken record here. Pulse, 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 Pulse. This is just literally the top 8 comments that I've literally scrolled down from. Like, look at all this. Pulse, 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 Pulse. If Tristan has not seen this, I'd be very, 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 it'd be very difficult to believe that he did not see all these comments. So if he missed Hex, I'm pretty sure that he's aware of PulseChain, especially with all of these comments here. And by proxy, I'm going to make the assumption that if Tristan knows about it, then Andrew does as well, because they spend so much time together. So even though he says he's too rich to care, there's no such thing as being too rich for many people. So I think that he is looking at cryptocurrency right now, simply because of this post. He's not the only one that is aware of PulseChain and PulseX. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Hexologist is actually followed by the Hodgetwins, and I actually saw them live. Hodgetwins are awesome. They're hilarious. So Hodgetwins also know about Hex and PulseChain. So not to mention the fact that I pulled up this back in May. You're the man, Richard, PulseX. So I know that Hodgetwins also sacrificed for PulseX. So they're more than likely, most likely aware that PulseChain has launched because they sacrificed for PulseX, and they also follow Hexologist. So this is a very, very big deal that we have you have 3 major celebrities. You have both the Hodgetwins and you have Tristan Tate, and probably, again, this is not 100% sure, but by proxy, probably Andrew is aware of Hex. So before we come to the conclusion that Hex is gatekept or PulseChain is gatekept, remember that the influencers that gatekeep us, they're not as large as we think, because Tristan Tate and the Hodgetwins are bigger than any influencer in cryptocurrency. Okay, like look at this. There is no cryptocurrency influencer out there, with the exception of maybe Vitalik, CZ, and Brian Armstrong, and maybe like 3 others that have this many followers, or this many followers. So, and then that's not even accounting their YouTube channels, okay? So, or their Rumble channels. So, before us hexagons presume that these individuals are not aware of cryptocurrency, specifically Hex, you may want to think again, and I hope this video kind of clarifies that. that Hex and PulseChain are in the eyes of some of the most prominent social media influencers and people in the world right now surrounding surrounding, excuse me, celebrities. So before you jump to that conclusion that we're not going viral, check this out and see what you think.